Hello and welcome to Business Today. I'm Siddharth Zarabi and you're watching this special presentation on YouTube, made for YouTube. And today's topic that we are discussing with you is the Gupta brothers of South Africa. In the normal course of events, an Indian business family running a business, operating and being big in business in any country practically all across the world is not news. But this family that traces its origins to Saharanpur in Uttar Pradesh and moved to South Africa in the 1990s to make their fortune is now back in the news. And this time the news centers around the arrest of two of the three brothers of this Gupta business family. Ajay, Rajesh and Atul, two of them have been arrested in Dubai. This is something that's been confirmed by South Africa, and this caps a saga of several years that is said to have started around 2013 with what is now an infamous Jet Airways chartered flight that took around 200 guests for a wedding from India to Johannesburg. A plane full of Indian wedding guests flying to a foreign locale for a big fat Indian wedding is not at all news. Happens all the time. Is happening perhaps even now and this year also. But what was unique, and this is where a reversal of fortunes of this storied family, which started life from humble beginnings in Saharanpur with a family shop, and from there reached a stage where their estate called the Sahara Estate in a place called Saxonwold in Johannesburg was a compound of at least 4 mansions which was home to the Gupta brothers. That flight, instead of landing at a normal civilian airport, ended up landing at a high security Air Force base called the Waterkloof base, which is only meant for military flights. And that's when a reversal of the fortunes of this family started in South Africa. And why this is of interest is that if it was a Jet Airways flight, then that became controversial for allegedly misdeclaring the kind and the nature of the passengers in the flight. It is said, and there was a commission of inquiry report also which mentions these points, that the flight was allowed to land at a high security Air Force base because it was said to contain several Indian government state ministers, central ministers perhaps, and it was supposed to, therefore, to get official protocol of being welcomed at Air Force base rather than landing at a normal civilian airport. Although even at a civilian airport, several people say it wouldn't have been an issue. They would have perhaps received an equally good welcome. But that was the beginning of the wheel of fortune turning in a different direction for the Gupta family, and from there the saga started, because this family, which had arrived with pretty much nothing in South Africa, had built up a huge fortune by getting into multiple businesses, and there were allegations about their closeness to President Jacob Zuma, who ultimately stepped down after this, sometime after this scandal broke, and the closeness of the Zuma family and their close business relations, which have been pointed out and covered in inquiry reports with businesses of the Guptas. And now that they have been, two of them have been arrested in Dubai, and this was after South Africa cracked down on their businesses, and they moved to the United Arab Emirates, which, as we now find out, did not have an extradition treaty. But in the recent past, South Africa has signed an extradition treaty with the United Arab Emirates, and this arrest from Dubai will obviously mean that the next steps, as far as South African law is concerned, will start rolling. But if you've noticed the title of today's episode, let me also tell you about another link, and this could be a sheer coincidence or it could not be, which is that a Jet Airways flight, which was then under a different promoter, Naresh Goyal, and that airline went into bankruptcy and is now being revived. It has been acquired by a consortium of investors led by one Mr. Murari Jalan. And if it was a wedding related party and a Jet Airways flight, now facts are emerging and some old stories from a year, 2 years back are once again being published after the news of the arrest came out, which is that there are family relations between Murari Jalan, the new promoter of Jet Airways, and the Guptas, and certain headlines in some newspapers and portals have even gone to the extent of asking, are the Guptas of Saharanpur of South Africa backing the revival of Jet Airways? And remember, Jet Airways 2.0 is around the corner. We've been waiting actually for several months. That airline is going through various compliances that are required for it to fly commercially and be able to take passengers on board in India very soon. But those old reports resurfacing after the arrest of the Guptas, and now with their arrest and whatever follows subsequently as per the law of South Africa, perhaps there will be closure for South Africa, which was rocked by this scandal of the Gupta brothers and the allegations and the closeness with the then president and whatever happened subsequently. Can a shadow be now cast on the revival of Jet Airways? That's not something that we are in a position to comment about. It could well be argued that mere family relations do not translate into any business relations, and the two are not necessarily linked, although many news reports have also pointed out that the Guptas had set up an aviation company as well, and there was a lot of restructuring, but shorn of all the technical points there, this link coming up once again, and we'll have to see how soon Jet Airways takes to the air again, even as the Guptas have definitely had a hard landing as far as their saga in South Africa is concerned. And we'll keep bringing that story to you as it develops and as it evolves. Till then, I'm going to thank you for watching. Please do like, share and subscribe and stay tuned in. I'll see you once again with one more topic. Till then, goodbye.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.